It's a little over the one-year anniversary of Liberation Day when Trump announced tariffs on virtually everything America imports, promising jobs and factories would come roaring back and calling it the day we began to make America wealthy again. 1 year later, we have the receipts. Moody's chief economist Mark Zandi wrote just yesterday, the data are definitive. The tariffs have done significant damage to the economy. This is not speculation anymore. We have 12 months of economic data showing exactly how Trump's tariffs broke the economy he claimed they would fix. Let's walk through the evidence systematically. I'm Mel, I have a PhD in computer science, and I use data analysis to spot patterns in geopolitics and economics. And as always, I come with receipts. Receipt 1, job growth stopped. Since Liberation Day, job growth has come to a standstill, with only the non-traded healthcare industry adding meaningfully to payrolls. Manufacturing employment declined by 89,000 jobs between April 2025 and February 2026. Trump promised tariffs would bring manufacturing jobs back, but instead, the decline is broadly consistent with pre-existing trends. Tariffs did not reverse the trend, they just made it more expensive to produce things while employment kept falling. The equivalent of roughly 225 manufacturing establishments have closed during that time frame, according to Center for American Progress Analysis. Receipt 2, inflation actually accelerated. Since Liberation Day, inflation has accelerated, with the consumer expenditure deflator increasing at a 3% year-over-year pace, up from 2.5% before the tariffs and well above the Federal Reserve's target of 2%. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell attributed much of the remaining inflation to tariffs, explaining, I'm quoting, "These elevated readings largely reflect inflation in the goods sector, which has been boosted by the effects of tariffs." Research from the pricing lab at Harvard estimates that through October 2025, tariff pass-through to retail prices reached 24%, contributing a cumulative 0.76 percentage points to consumer price index inflation. Trump claimed tariffs wouldn't cause inflation, while the data says otherwise. Receipt number 3, consumers got actually crushed. Bank of America's chief U.S. economist, Aditya Bava, wrote, I'm quoting, "Since Liberation Day, real consumer spending has slowed, the saving rate has declined, and year-over-year headline PCE inflation has increased by more than 40 basis points. From February 2025 to January 2026, the average household in the U.S. paid an additional $1,700 due to tariffs. In 2025, the Trump tariffs amounted to an average tax increase of $1,000 per U.S. household. That doesn't sound like make America wealthy again. That sounds more like a $1,500 to $1,700 tax on American families in a single year." Receipt number 4, the market actually crashed. Americans invested in the market lost about 10% of their wealth as the market reeled with one of the worst short-term crashes in recent memory, with the Dow shedding nearly 4,600 points as it tumbled 11% over 4 days. That happened immediately after Liberation Day. The market saw Trump announce universal tariffs and panicked. In a January 2026 Council on Foreign Relations poll, more than 65% of respondents reported that tariffs made a large range of everyday goods just less affordable. Consumers noticed prices rising because tariffs raise prices. We've actually got a whole playlist on how Trump's economic policies are backfiring. Check it out after this. The Liberation Day disaster is the clearest example yet. Receipt number 5, policy volatility actually destroyed business planning. U.S. tariff policy changed more than 50 times between the April 2nd announcement and February 2026. During that period, the U.S. applied tariff rate reached 21.5%, then fell to 13.6% by the end of 2025. The volatility in both rates and coverage created significant policy uncertainty, which likely weighed on investment and hiring decisions. Businesses do not plan multi-year investments when tariff rates change every single week. This volatility contributed to last year's sluggish jobs gains and the slowdown in economic growth, according to economist Kathy Jones. Receipt number 6, manufacturing construction actually collapsed. New Center for American Progress Analysis finds manufacturing construction plummeted under the first year of the Trump administration, falling by 14% from December 2024 to December 2025. That's after investments in manufacturing construction hit a historical high under Biden, largely due to the CHIPS and Science Act and Inflation Reduction Act. Trump slashed those investments, imposed tariffs, and manufacturing constructions fell off a cliff. Receipt number 7, Supreme Court ruled tariffs illegal. On February 20th, I'm sure you all remember this, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that the International Emergency Economic Power Act, IEEPA, does not authorize tariffs, meaning Liberation Day tariffs were unconstitutional. Trump imposed them anyway under different legal authority. The revenues collected under IEEPA will be passed to international trade courts for redistribution back to the businesses and perhaps the consumers. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said he suspects they will never see the light of day, telling the Economic Club of Dallas, "My sense is that could be dragged out for weeks, months, years." That was his words. Trump collected tariff revenue illegally, and it's getting returned to businesses, maybe eventually. Receipt number 8, imports didn't actually fall. Over the course of 2025, Americans actually imported slightly more goods than they did the previous year before Trump's tariffs took effect. Imports of goods last year totaled $3.4 trillion, up 4% from 2024. Tariffs didn't reduce imports, they just made imports more expensive. American consumers and businesses paid higher prices for the exact same goods they were going to buy anyway. When thinking about how trade policies create cascading economic failures through price shocks like this, my book Awake the Practice of Critical Thinking in an Age of Self-Lies walks through exactly this mechanism. It's available in ebook and audiobook. Subscribers get 10% off, and you can grab the first chapter for free in the description links below. Which leads us to receipt number 9. Tariff revenue did not pay down debt. In calendar year 2025, customs duties raised $264 billion for the federal government, compared to $79 billion in calendar year 2024. That is a significant increase, yes. But we modeled the imposed tariffs together, accounting for income and payroll tax offsets, as tariffs mechanically reduced those tax bases. For this reason, the total tax revenue raised on net will be less than the tariff revenue reported by Treasury. Tariffs generated revenue, yes, but reduced other tax revenues, and none of it paid down the actual national debt, it just funded Trump's spending packages. Receipt number 10, the Holy Grail, the Iran war made everything worse. Zandi wrote, and I'm quoting, "The higher energy and other commodity prices caused by the war threatened to do even more economic damage than the tariffs, further undermining growth and pushing inflation higher. Tariffs broke the economy, then Trump launched a war that spiked oil prices, killed Spirit Airlines, and accelerated inflation." Mohammed El-Arian said the globe will avoid a recession provided the straits are reopened in the next 4 to 8 weeks. If they're not reopened in the next 4 to 8 weeks, it will look very different. That deadline is fast approaching, perhaps it's even past, and the Strait of Hormuz still remains partially closed. I think the contradiction is complete here, isn't it? Trump claimed Liberation Day would make America wealthy again. It's called Liberation Day. But instead, job growth stopped, inflation accelerated, consumers paid $1,700 more per household, the stock market crashed 11% in 4 days, manufacturing employment fell by 89,000 jobs, manufacturing construction dropped 14%, and the Supreme Court ruled the tariffs illegal. Data does not lie. These are not opinions, these are 12 months of data systematically showing every claim Trump made was wrong. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent argues tariffs are the dog that didn't bark, his words, and didn't cause inflation. Bank of America disagrees. Supply shocks are inflationary because they shift the aggregate supply curve upward. So does the Fed chair, so does Moody's, so does the data. 1 year ago, Trump stood at the Rose Garden and promised tariffs would bring jobs and factories roaring back. The receipts show he delivered job losses, higher prices, market crashes, and illegal tax collection that is getting refunded. Now he's hosting the World Cup in 5 weeks while banning fans from 4 qualified teams from entering the country. We analyzed that diplomatic disaster in the video on your screen right now. It's worth watching because Liberation Day tariffs and Trump's immigration policies together represent the most concentrated period of self-inflicted economic and diplomatic damage in modern American history, and we have 12 months of data proving it now. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.